Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we got the long-awaited, much-anticipated meta update within Warzone here that addresses things like the Interceptor being incredibly broken alongside some other gameplay updates, bug fixes, and all sorts of things like that. So we're diving right into the patch notes here. We obviously have our Thursday, January 11th update. As we get into the notes and all the changes, if you enjoy the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And if you're new here or you simply have not subscribed yet, every single day I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, and of course the best loadouts. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all of that. But jumping right into the patch notes here, initially we are on the multiplayer slash zombie side of things from Sledgehammer. Then we'll obviously focus on the Warzone stuff as well. But there's a significant amount of updates here across the board for all modes really. So starting first here in multiplayer with UI and UX bug fixes, they adjusted several attachment descriptions to better reflect their true effects. So that's always nice to see. The accuracy there is always very important. Resolved issues causing the player to be unexpectedly kicked back to the main menu with various different scenarios there. And they addressed an issue causing the incorrect weapon model to appear while selecting a blueprint in the gunsmith. For gameplay, weapon check animations will no longer play upon respawn in small map playlists. This was actually live back on January 4th, but now it's official in the patch notes. For progression, they corrected unlock requirements displayed for the throwing star, corrected the unlock requirements displayed for multiple different attachments as well, with the Ravage 10 stock and the Rival 9 compensator muzzle. Resolved a spelling mistake in the Kingslayer kills challenge, and the daily bonus challenge completions will no longer appear as challenge name missing in the notification tray. For maps, they updated various different spawns on Afghan. On Invasion, they increased the operator lighting to address poor visibility in certain areas and adjusted some spawns. On Meat, they adjusted some spawns. On Rust, they adjusted some spawn quality selection. On Spore Yard, players can no longer become stuck upon respawning in storage. And on Terminal, they adjusted various spawn points as well. For modes here for gun game, they removed a placeholder image found in the stats tab of the scoreboard. And then on Operation Spearhead, which is war, obviously, the loadout drop field upgrade will no longer destroy the tank and cause a stalemate. We actually saw some multiplayer weapon updates, so kind of surprising here. Wasn't expecting this. I thought the focus was more so going to be on the Interceptor in Warzone, obviously. But here, the AMR-9, once unlocked, the jacket and double barrel kit can now be equipped. Love to see that. The WASP-9 incompatible hybrid optics attachments can no longer be equipped there. On handguns, the tier, once unlocked, the Jack Beholder rifle kit can now be equipped. So our two broken aftermarket parts can now actually be used, and that applies to Warzone as well if you're looking to use those in that mode. For equipment in hardcore, they actually reduced the explosive damage of the scatter mine to 1, but that does not apply to core modes. For kill streaks on the remote turret, repositioning the turret will no longer cause you to become more vulnerable to incoming damage than intended. And then on customization, improved the white accent color coverage of the Phase 2024 camo. Zombies also saw some updates here with the weapons. The Ether Blade addressed an issue where players would lose their Ether Blade if it was thrown or hit a Harvester Orb, closed a duplication exploit with ammo caches. For gameplay, the Week 4 challenge update with destroy 5 vehicles with a recommended weapon, they actually fixed the tracking issue with that. Then in general, they addressed an issue where the maximum reserve ammo for some weapons was inconsistent between Urzikstan and the Dark Ether Rift. For UI and UX, for weapons, they addressed an issue that prevented the Gutter Knife from appearing correctly. For progression, the MW3 completionist camos, they addressed an issue where some just simply wouldn't track. We talked about this yesterday. Then also for stability, added various crash and stability fixes. You always love to see that. But that's all the multiplayer and zombies changes. As mentioned though, we also have plenty of Warzone changes to get into as well. Hey everyone, real quick, wanted to give a shout out to my friends over at G Fuel. Start your 2024 off right feeling energized and focused. You already know when I need that quick and easy boost, I'm going right for a fresh cup of G Fuel. Right now, my go-to flavors got to be Hype Sauce, Watermelon Limeade, and Starfruit. They're all bangers, but I mean, they got so many different flavor options. There's really something for everyone. So if you want to try G Fuel for the first time or maybe restock some of your favorites, throw in code Immortal at checkout. It'll get you that 20 to 30% off discount on everything on the site. And the link for that will be down in the description below if you're interested. So for this, we've got our January 11th update. For bug fixes globally, they fixed an issue preventing CDL team bundles from unlocking properly when purchased from the store. They fixed an issue causing event progress to not properly track on the front end menu. They fixed an issue preventing emblems from being awarded for prestige level progress. And they fixed an issue causing some soap operator skins to not have appropriate menu imagery and text. Those were all obviously global issues there. For Warzone, we also have some specific updates here. Please note that additional weapon adjustments will be going going live in Season 1 Reloaded on the 17th, so this is just the start of the weapon adjustments. But initially, on the Interceptor, the max damage was reduced to 85, down from 95, so when it's best damage range, which is the close range inherently, it's 10 less damage. And then the minimum damage, which is long range, it's now going to be 78 instead of 84. So it is going to take more shots to kill with the Interceptor. That doesn't seem like a super significant nerf. I imagine players will still be able to run this and find some success with it, but it won't be that obvious #1 choice. That said, because this looks to be the only initial weapon that was fully adjusted here, things like the MCW 6.8 are probably going to slide right in where the Interceptor was. The Enforcer could be there too, as just other great marksman rifles. Attachment adjustments as well on the snake shot ammo. This attachment will be re-enabled with the scheduled playlist update at 10 a.m. We'll be talking about this in just a moment. The damage per pellet at max range has been reduced to 12, down from 34. So that's obviously a significant nerf there. The snake shot on the akimbo tier, probably not going to be worth using that much anymore. It's just not going to do insane damage or anything like that. So you won't really have a need to spam that. It won't be crazy broken or anything. Nice to see that that has been adjusted. We also have several bug fixes to go through here as well. So they fixed various other collision issues across Urzikstan, the always there patch note. Fix an issue allowing players to duplicate loadout drop markers. Fix an issue causing the dead silence icon to unintendedly appear in the kill cam. Fix an issue allowing players to exploit the cash deposit balloon in plunder. An issue allowing players to duplicate items in the backpack menu. An issue causing players to get stuck in the gulag. That's a significant one. This keeps happening game after game after game, and no one can actually win because you're stuck in the gulag infinitely. Definitely a very solid update there. They fixed an issue causing the after action report to end abruptly. An issue causing some attachments to not appear correctly when equipped on certain weapons. An issue preventing the dual comma unlock challenge from tracking properly. And an issue causing players to be sent back to the front menu when navigating attachments in the gunsmith. So some significant updates there in terms of quality of life. We also, though, have a new playlist update for today as well. So here, if we head on over to the Trello, we see that they've updated the playlist images here. So for the following week, January 11th, all the way until the 17th, obviously, with Season 1 Reloaded. For Battle Royale and Urzikstan, they've said this throughout the entire season. These 4 modes will always be live: solos, duos, trios, and quads. Standard Battle Royale and Urzikstan is going to be there the entirety of the season. For Resurgence, we actually have a lot going on here. So you may recall Raven did the community vote a few days back for what we wanted to see, and they actually picked the top 2 choices, I guess. So Orlov military base quads is going to be a specific POI for Resurgence this week. Then we also have just Vondel quads as its own dedicated playlist as well. That's what won the community vote by a landslide. I think maybe they felt bad for all the Urzikstan POIs, so they just threw Orlov in there too. But we've got both of those as dedicated quads playlists. We also have quads available on the Urzikstan POI rotation as well as duos for that. So if you want to not play just Orlov military base, you can play the other Urzikstan POI rotation maps in duos and quads. And then for solos this week, it's going to be Vondel and Ashika map rotation exclusively. There won't be any solos available for any Urzikstan Resurgence there. Then lastly, this may be disappointing, this may be exciting depending on how you view this, but Lockdown Urzikstan quads is live as well. This means that yes, this week is just Lockdown. There is no plunder yet again. So if you're a big plunder fan, you're not going to be able to play that this week. There's no ETA as to when it could return. It could happen with Season 1 Reloaded. It could be several weeks after that. They have not clarified on that, in case you're wondering. I see a lot of questions about that, but that's the playlist update that we got for Warzone today as well. And that being said, that is going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you are up to date with all things going on in COD, this is the place to be. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.